If humans have brought one concept to the galaxy, it's the one of fortification. This utterly ridiculous concept consists in stacking up static defenses as much as you can to prevent your opponent from moving through. Any sapient species so far embrace the fact that static defenses are useless in inter-sapient conflicts. It works fine enough for animals, where the predators are slow to adapt, but technological adaptation favour high-speed movement war, especially in space age, where Alpha Strike is key. Yet humans all but spit in the face of what we took for law. We may praise the construction abilities of insectoidal hive sapients, but their buildings are utilitarian, civilian in nature. Humans are the only ones to build and maintain static installations specifically designed to see active combat in fucking space. The first evidence of humans using those tactics in an interspecies war was the Sontarian-Human War of 556-82-9E45. The two species were squabbling over a particularly valuable planet in a frontier system. As none wanted to give up, and galactic community at large didn't particularly care, war was declared. The initial conflict went in favour of the Sontarians. They had a slight but significant numerical and technological advantage over the young human dominion. But they got cocky and tried to raid Earth itself to end the war quickly, cut the head and so on. Cue the battle for Valban Star. Valban Star was not, as many believe, a space station. A single space station would have been easily avoided, if not destroyed. No. Valban Star was a whole network of ground orbit defences and over 100 military stations. As soon as their fleet got into orbit, the Sontarians were took in an intense crossfire. Automated laser satellites and ground-based batteries took out 23 Sontarian ships in the first minutes of the battle. Kinetic projectiles fired from 4 separate stations devastated a further 97 ships, including several capital ships. The Sontarians were simply surprised. Nobody ever built that much orbital defences, and the human fleet was baited in another system. They didn't expect so much resistance. They still managed to deal some damage, but not enough. Their attack only succeeded in enraging humanity. On the offensive, humans were at a stark disadvantage. Sontarian ships have a better acceleration, better sensors, and better stealth. Human ships were systematically alpha-striked to oblivion before they could know what hit them. Sometimes their capital ships resisted long enough to riposte, but not to win battles. Whenever Sontarians treaded human territory, however, absurd amount of static defenses repelled them. Sure enough, they quickly used tactics supposed to counter them, notably long-range heavy kinetic bombardment, but the stations were too numerous and too heavily protected. Humans suffered tremendous losses, but so did the Sontarians. Humans just introduced the galaxy to the concept of attrition. Now, Sontarians had the numerical advantage, as I said, but they weren't willing to lose the amount of troops and ships required to win the war. The humans did, because 1, that's how they fight, and 2, their homeworld was bombed. At one point, the humans managed to land on the object of the conflict, Ceramis 4, and in a matter of months, they covered it in fortifications. Efforts by the Sontarians to drive them off became more and more futile, as the humans simply sat there and refused to move, or die. After the Battle of Hammerstrike, when a renewed human fleet caught the Sontarian fleet above Ceramis 4 by surprise and pushed them against ground-to-space fire to the point that several Sontarian ships outright crashed into the planet, the Sontarians finally said, "Fuck that," and capitulated, relinquishing the ownership of the Ceramis system to humanity. The lesson that the galaxy learned that day was, when humans say you shall not pass, you listen.